So scientists confirm that your dreams might be real moments happening in another reality.
Did you hear MrBeast announced he's partnered now with the Rockefeller Foundation?
Look at how this snow looks. This is why I don't trust the United States.
What's that? Oh, the CIA released a document saying that the Earth is a hologram and that we can access superhuman abilities. And they explain so how in this document.
Let's freaking go, y'all. Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Today, we'll be reacting to creepy and mysterious videos that still can't be explained. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it, guys.
Did you hear MrBeast announced he's partnered now with the Rockefeller Foundation? And we got to talk about this for a second because, dude, you don't get on YouTube's trending tab every single day without making a deal, without making a serious deal. It's not random. Yes, you can grow a YouTube channel, of course you can. But to get to that level of viewership, something needs to be signed. They don't let people have that much influence without making sure they have some control over them, if not total control. Now, we already found out that MrBeast is a part of that talent agency that also like owns Kai Cenat and a couple other super famous people that is connected to Disney, by the way. And remember when his top guy, Chris Tyson, turned to Ava Chris Tyson, and like people were wondering if that had to happen or was like made to happen, because we know 99% of his audience is children anyway. People wonder about that. It could just be nothing though. But my point is, partnering with the Rockefeller Foundation, last I checked, those are, that's kind of the club that we're not in. Central banking system, this whole thing. So now he's partnered with them. Holy Kreipenheimer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
I feel like MrBeast has been an industry plant since he started. I mean, his name is literally MrBeast. And who knows, guys, maybe Ava Chris Tyson was the sacrifice.
Celebrities who look unrecognizable today. Ariana Grande.
Stunning.
Now.
Poetics, bring the drums in.
Jaden Smith. Now.
What a shame.
Cynthia Erivo. Now.
Yikes. Hollywood doesn't age you, it reshapes you. Some of these transformations feel less like growing up and more like something got to them.
This thing is called Ratafak. It kind of sounds like what the f***, which is something I said many times while researching this puppet. Now, believe it or not, this terrifying creature was once a very popular children's character in Czechoslovakia. He was featured on a show called Slaneko, which was like a Czech version of Sesame Street. When the show ended in 1989, Ratafak disappeared and was allegedly thrown in a dumpster, never to be seen again. That is, until a random YouTuber found him and brought the character back to life.
There is no universe where this thing was made for children. If this is their version of Sesame Street, I would hate to see their version of a horror movie.
The guitarist in Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, he was actually an occultist. Oh shit. So one of the band members, the drummer, they blame his death on Jimmy Page's involvement in the cult because he died in a little bit of a mysterious way. He was already deemed as like an addict, right? So one time he didn't show up to a rehearsal, and he's never ever missed a rehearsal or a show, and they found him and he was like pissed. So they put him in a bedroom and just let him lay down, and they continued like with the rehearsal without him.
Yeah.
They went to go check up on him later, and they found him choked up on his own vomit and died.
Oh my God.
The interesting part though, they were so unsure how that was even possible because his body was put into a position so that that would be avoided, because they're smarter than that. They party all the time. They're rock stars.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, okay, was there foul play here or something went wrong? The cause of death was overdose of alcohol. But the real cause of death was him choking on his thing. I think the article that came out right when he died was the drummer to Led Zeppelin died due to black magic occult.
Oh shit.
People stated that when he died, they saw a black smoke come out of the building where the band was in.
What the f?
Listen, guys, when the drummer's death starts getting linked to occult rituals, Stairway to Heaven starts sounding more like a contract than a song.
Look at how this snow looks. This is why I don't trust the United States now and never will. Like, that looks so fake. Watch when I step right here. Look at how it falls in. Like definitely they made this. I've never in my life seen snow look like this. That shit look like the box of styrofoam. They definitely.
That's not snow. That's nature saying some assembly required. Guys, when your weather starts looking like Dippin' Dots, maybe it's time to move. It looks less like a tool and more like something you'd find in a cold starter kit. Anytime metal screeches, sparks, and then eats the paper, I'm out.
What's that? Oh, the CIA released a document saying that the Earth is a hologram. Imagine that. And that we can access superhuman abilities. And they explain so how in this document. Tell me more! Yeah, you heard that right. According to the CIA released document, they explain how humans can access superhuman ability. Now, the way they say that you can do this is by going through hemisync. Oh, what's hemisync, you ask? Well, it's basically getting your brain synced up together so that both parts of the brain are in harmony. Okay. So how do we do that? Oh, well, what you do is you have to have a frequency playing in each ear, but a different frequency on each ear between 3 and 7 hertz. Okay. The document states that basically once you have this hemisync, you are able to basically do anything in this hologram. I love it.
Well, if that's true, then this hologram sucks. And I'm sorry, guys, but I wouldn't really believe anything the CIA just willingly releases to the public. So there's that, y'all.
Somebody had invited me to Bella Thorne's party, and it was like the night of Halloween. Just before I was like really saved. Now I don't celebrate Halloween. I hope you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. It was like so many signs, but then one of the signs, to get into the party, you had to prick your blood in your finger to get in. And I was like, oh no.
And people were just doing that?
Yeah.
Everyone was.
Everybody I went with did it. I left.
So they're all just bleeding out the finger in the middle of the party. They're getting blood all over their clothes. And
no, like in order to get in, you gotta do that.
And there's actually, I know which party you're talking about. There's like a step 2 of the higher floors, the richer people.
Oh, the elites.
They give you a glass of blood and see if you do it, and then you go with them, and they have these parties. But they won't let you in unless you do that Cat Williams thing where you drink the cup of blood. He didn't do it. Remember Cat? They destroyed his career, but he saw which rooms they're all having. want to get you in
That's
trouble.
just
You know everyone there, so I don't want you to talk about it too much.
Yeah, duh. Just a casual blood sample at the front door. Totally normal party behavior, by the way. Nothing says fun night like minor self-harm at the Velvet Rope.
A home security camera captured the panic these two women were going through. It turns out that both of them were being chased by someone or something, and they didn't care that this was private property. They just walked inside and tried to hide. You can tell they knew they were being hunted. They constantly changed their position inside the house, trying to stay out of sight. At first, I thought maybe this was just in their heads. But as the footage continued, I realized there were several vehicles outside looking for them. Cars, motorcycles, and those weren't random people passing by. They were searching. The terrifying part is when one of the girls peeks out and she sees something. And I say something because right after that moment, the video froze for me. Two men on a motorcycle arrived at the exact location. So yes, they were definitely being chased. Look closely, one of these men put something back into his pocket. It was as if he was ready for something or had just done something. The men don't find the girls. The girls keep hiding. Eventually they leave the house, but this entire video left me with more questions than answers. Why were they being chased? What did those men want from these girls in the middle of the night? Why were they hiding like their lives depended on it? I looked through the comments. No one sold this case. No one even knows what country this happened in. All it left me with was confusion, tension, and stress. If I saw it, now you saw it too. And if your voice suddenly feels quieter right now, maybe that's the effect of this video. If you watched until this part, subscribe to me because maybe we will never see each other again. Good luck.
I mean, run, peek, hide, it really doesn't matter. They know exactly where you are and they are on their way. Guys, this is terrifying. I bet they have their phones tracked.
A Russian scientist injected himself with this ancient bacteria to see what would happen. Dr. Anatoly Brushkov discovered bacteria deep within the permafrost of Siberia that was 3.5 million years old, and somehow it was still alive. It was named Bacillus F, and after doing some experiments on it, he realized the bacteria not only seemed to be immune to aging, but also appeared to have a life-extending effect on almost every organism it touched. He tested the strain on female mice who were able to continue reproducing into old age, much older than the average mice could, and when he exposed it to crops, they grew faster and were more frost resistant. The town of Yakut, Siberia, close to where this bacteria was found, also happens to be one of the coldest human settlements on Earth, with their population reporting longer lifespans than average humans, perhaps due to Bacillus F leaking into their water supply. Dr. Brushkov was so convinced he said f it and injected himself with the ancient bacterium to test it out firsthand. 2 years later, he reported dramatic improvements to his general health, claiming to need less sleep, working longer hours, and just having more energy in his day-to-day life. He also allegedly hasn't gotten sick since he injected himself with it, with him and his colleagues starting to call it the elixir of life. Dr. Brushkov did this in 2013 and claims to be in the best health of his life today. And I'm sure Big Pharma loves the idea of a miracle life potion that would potentially lose them billions of dollars a year in revenue, so we definitely should not question any articles that debunk this find. To be fair, these effects aren't exactly 100% confirmed and could very well be a placebo effect, but that sure didn't stop others from hopping on the Bacillus F bandwagon. German actress Manouche began self-medicating the bacteria and reported being able to go for longer runs, feeling less cold in the winter, and her skin just feeling softer and younger. Brushkov and his team insist the effects of Bacillus F are clear and significant.
Yikes. Nothing says longevity quite like 3.5 million year old bacteria just partying in your veins. It was later found out that this man is now the Winter Soldier.
So scientists confirmed that your dreams might be real moments happening in another reality. Like not imagination, like reality. So when you dreamed about that mansion, 0 bills, that was real somewhere. They're basically saying that when your brain goes lucid, you're not dreaming anymore. You're tuning into another version of your life. So every time I was rich, fought demons, flown, and talked to people that don't exist here, it actually happened. Just not in this timeline. If you go down that rabbit hole on TikTok, you'll see people trying to switch realities. Whole tutorials, candle rituals and all. And people laughed at that shit. Well, apparently they're on to something. These scientists are working on making hardware that one day we could replay our dreams. I'm talking VR simulation type shit. Now think about this. If that rollout happens, the darkest parts of your subconscious might be public. Maybe dreams aren't fake. maybe reality is. Because if my mind can leave this world every single night, who said this one is the real one? Y'all got to think about this shit. I made a video about dreams before, and I'm always questioning, how do things like this happen in dreams? Where do we go? How do we get there? And then how do we come back into this reality right here? Well, apparently I've been asking the right questions. Pay attention.
It's really like scientists woke up and said, never mind curing cancer, let's make nightmares playable. Who needs a cure for diseases when you can just relive your worst dreams in 4K?
You guys need to watch the intro to this Melanie Martinez concert. This might be one of the creepiest things I have ever seen, especially what she says at the end.
Hello, friends.
This is a concert? Like, who even is this girl anyways? Like, what happened to laser shows and fireworks and pyrotechnics? We really went from rock show to ritual show real quick.
I've been saying it for 30 years, and people, when I tell them, their eyes just go dead. The owners of the world are the royals, kings, queens, dukes, duchesses, imams, popes, wizards, that own every single dime on earth and bank at the Bank of International Settlements. That's the owners of the world.
It's me, or do all roads and rabbit holes seem to lead back to these 13 bloodlines? We hear this mentioned so many times. It's a no-brainer that there's people that are pulling the strings behind the show, almost. A shadow government, if you want to call it that. But here's the thing, what these guys are really doing is much deeper than making all the money and calling all the shots. And for those who don't see it, you really need to wake up.
Ah, yes, the classic 13 Bloodlines lore. What do you think, guys? Is Roseanne spitting facts? Is she crazy? What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know down below.
Bruh, what is going on in the skies right now? Because this ain't normal. Airlines all across the world just started canceling and delaying flights. All because a software update on one of the most common planes in the sky started acting weird, y'all. And get this, analysts think that the same computer glitch might have played a role in the JetBlue plane altitude suddenly dropping last month. Imagine you on a plane just chilling, relaxing, and all of a sudden the joint just nosedive or just drop out of nowhere, all because of a code update. Then the Airbus came out and said something completely even crazier. They are investigating and found signs of intense solar radiation may have corrupted data inside the flight control systems. So we talking solar radiation, like the sun is now messing with planes. Y'all remember them 2 blackouts? Now we having plane blackouts. I don't know what's happening, y'all. Between the radiation and the software glitches and a plane suddenly dropping altitude, all I'm gonna tell you, something is not adding up.
Hello, it's not the sun, it's the government. Remember, guys, fear always makes people way easier to control. I'm just saying.
How much would they have to pay you in order for you to do this job of cleaning this absolutely massive animatronic in water? Imagine falling in with it. Look how massive it is. Oh my God, you would have to pay me at least $1 million an hour. If you have submechanophobia, you're not going to be having a fun time with this video. This is the Murray Bridge Bunyip, and it's in Australia. You pay 20 cents for it to come out from under this like bridge-like area, and I would pay $20,000 for it to not come out of the water and for it to stay and leave me alone forever. Thank you. Actually, no, scratch that. It's even scarier when it's completely submerged in water. I hate this. And here's it when it was completely covered in oil for some reason. Imagine falling in with it. Imagine falling in with it at night. Oh my God. This is one of my biggest ops. I swear I think about this thing all the time. This is it in its pit when it's completely drained of water. Ew. Like, look how massive this thing is. Just look. Oh my God. I just need to know that I'm not the only one terrified of this thing, because I'm sure I'm not. It's a massive animatronic in water. Who isn't scared of this? If you're not scared of this, you are actually the bravest person that's ever existed.
Perfect. A life-sized Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic just hiding under a bridge. It's like Australia really said, let's make Chuck E. Cheese terrifying in real life. Mission accomplished. Yeah, I don't know, guys. What do y'all think? I'll tell you what. I see this clip a couple years ago. I'm shitting my pants. Today, I don't know. AI has quite literally destroyed the internet, guys. Period.
There's a man in Chicago who claims he's been alive for 900 years. And the terrifying part, he knows things he shouldn't. They call him the Infinite Man. And once you hear his story, you'll understand why even the police refused to write an official report. It started when officers found a homeless man wandering downtown. Old coat, torn shoes, mumbling to himself. But when they tried talking to him, he spoke perfect Middle English. Not modern English, the kind spoken in the 1100s. When they brought him in, he suddenly switched accents. French, then Latin. Then something a linguist later said hasn't been spoken on Earth for hundreds of years. He told them his name was Iman, and that he was born in the year 1134. At first, the officers thought he was confused until he started recounting historical events with impossible accuracy. Battles, kings, floods, even the exact weather conditions on days that historians only partially reconstructed. Then he told them something even stranger. He doesn't live through time, he slides through it. He said every time he dies, he wakes up somewhere else. Different year, different country, different life, same consciousness. Almost like his soul can't stay in one timeline, like it's unstuck. One officer asked how many times it's happened. He said, I don't count anymore, but your world is the noisiest one I've been in. They asked him how he ended up here in 2025. He said he drowned in the 1600s and woke up gasping out on the shore of Lake Michigan just a few months ago. When they pressed him for the details, he said something that made everyone in the room go silent. I don't think I'm the only one sometimes. I see people who recognize me from lives I don't remember. And before they could question him further, he vanished. Not escaped, not ran, just gone. One minute he was sitting in the chair, the next the room was empty. Security cameras glitched for exactly 7 seconds. No explanation, no trace. But the officers who interviewed him all described the same feeling, that the moment he disappeared, something in the room felt colder, like a part of history got erased right in front of them. If the Infinite Man was telling the truth, where is he now? And how many lifetimes has he lived since the last time someone saw him? Stay weird.
Imagine being 900 years old and still broke as fuck and homeless. Like, you couldn't put anything together in almost 1,000 years, and of course the police didn't take him seriously. He sounds like a nut job.
We are Siamese, if you please.
Do not look up their account before going to bed. I'm serious. I found this profile completely by accident, and it's honestly one of the most disturbing things I've seen online. They call themselves the Siamese twins, if you will. At first, it looks innocent. Just two girls dancing to random songs, smiling, doing everyday stuff. But the longer you watch, the stranger it gets. In every new video, their height changes. Not a little, dramatically. Sometimes one looks much taller, sometimes shorter, sometimes... Their proportions seem off. People in the comments say they couldn't even finish watching. There's something deeply unsettling about it. Like your brain can't process what's wrong, but it knows something is. Their names are Evelina and Lola. Some claim it's all an illusion, part of a psychological experiment to make viewers feel uneasy without knowing why. Whatever it is, it works. So, would you dare to watch one of their videos all the way to the end?
That's actually terrifying, but it's not. Like, this has got to be the scariest, non-scariest thing I think I've ever seen. Does that make any sense to anyone, or am I just losing it?
This girl, Natasha Cornet, she truly believed that she was like the daughter of the devil or something. She had almost like a mini cult.
Yeah.
Whereas like her and like 5 or 4 of her friends all believed in this stuff. And they was always running around doing bad things in town. And it got to the point where they all wanted to run away. And they wanted to run away to Louisiana for some reason. And while they're leaving, they're all like cramped inside like this little car. They end up going to a rest stop in Tennessee and they meet this family. And it's a family of 5. And I think they're planning on robbing them because they had a big van. As they're talking to this family, the father realized that these kids were kind of into some dark stuff. Him and his family pretty much try to convince these kids to join the Jehovah's Witness. These kids did not take it well. They immediately pull guns out on this family.
What?
Force them into their own van, drive them off hella far, and execution style murders all of them.
Wow.
Or so they thought. One of the sons, bro, they shot him in the chest and they shot him in the head. And this kid survives.
Are you kidding me?
They permanently blinded him, I think in his left eye though. They left them all somewhere in the middle of nowhere. They drove off, and at this point they're like, okay, we can't go to Louisiana no more. Let's just go to Mexico. They start driving to Mexico. Police end up finding the massacre of this family dead, and the boy still alive.
Wow.
They end up catching the van on the way to Mexico.
Also, before they even got there.
Before they even got there, they caught them and arrest all the people in the van for murdering this family, bro.
Wow.
Sure
How old was he at that time? Was he like younger? Was he like 11, 12?
I don't know, like he was dummy ass young, bro. He was only like 2 or 3 years old, bro. So he was like young for us.
He was 2 or 3 years old.
Yes.
He survived getting shot in the head.
Yes.
And shot in the chest.
At that age, bro.
Yo, she really said, I'm the daughter of the devil, and immediately checked serial off on her resume. Mini cult, tiny car, huge murder spree. Talk about overachieving evil.
Did you know that in Japan, there's a cemetery where the coffins are completely transparent? The lids are made of glass, so relatives can come and look at the face of the departed, as if they're still right there with them. It's considered a special tradition to keep a connection with the loved one even after death. But the strangest part is that recently, this cemetery has turned into a full-blown tourist attraction. People come from all over the world, not to pay respects, but to take photos and shoot videos of the see-through coffins. For the Japanese, there's nothing shocking about it. They see it differently than we do. In their culture, seeing the body is important as a reminder of the value of life. To us, though, it can seem weird and even creepy. Imagine standing over a coffin and watching the person slowly decompose over time. A lot of people in the comments on these videos say it's wrong. The deceased can't rest in peace, and instead becomes a museum exhibit. But there are others who think it's totally normal and say the memory of a loved one stays with you much longer this way. What do you think about it?
Japan really said, let's make visiting the dead a spectator sport. Nothing says respect like a front row seat to your ancestors' eternal nap.
A Russian neurotechnology company has launched a new surveillance program that uses live pigeons fitted with brain implants. Yep, it's as dystopian as it sounds. These bird biodrones can be steered remotely in real time by stimulating targeted regions of the brain. The bird then believes it wants to fly in the instructed direction and is capable of covering 310 miles a day. While the program has been presented as a tool for monitoring sensitive sites, some fear the spy cameras could be used for covert surveillance in cities or war zones.
Do you believe in brujeria?
Brujeria? Yeah. I think me and my mom had brujeria put on us.
Why do you say that?
My mom and I rented our back house and this woman moved in. And my mom, in one of their talks, my mom came up to me and was like, don't get scared, but there's like stuff in her bathroom because she's trying to get back with her cousin who is actively married. But one day I went to go like charge her the rent, and I peeked at her bathroom a little bit because I was being chismosa, and there was like a wad of hair by the sink, and then there was like a bunch of black bags like in front of the toilet, and then there was a statue of one that I will not name. And the part where I think my mom and I got brujeria done on me was my mom and I, since we couldn't afford the house, we were like, we're gonna sell it. So we let the girl know, we're like, unfortunately we're not gonna be able to like afford this house anymore, so you're gonna have to like look for another spot to stay at. And she was like, sell it to me. And my mom was like, how are you gonna get that money? Like, you know, you've been late on your rent. So then my mom mysteriously, she started getting really sick. Like, she could not walk.
Like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. One day I remember there was like my mom's and my hair in the sink, and I was like, okay, I'll clean this, I'll clean the bathroom when I get back. Come back, the wad of our hair is gone.
Gosh, I knew that was gonna happen.
I go up to my mom and I'm like, Ama, ¿limpiaste el baño? Literally laying down, can't walk. She's like, no. And I'm like, okay. After that wad of hair is gone, I start to get sick, which is weird because I was like vegan. I was like working out at the Amazon warehouse, always walking all the time. We go to the doctor. My mom and I both have kidney failure.
What the?
After that, the lady is still insisting, sell me the house, sell me the house. Her and I keep getting progressively sicker. And my mom's like, cuida la casa, ask her for the rent. This is gonna be like her last month. Try to get the rent from her. I ask her for the rent and she's like, yeah, I'll have it for you tomorrow. I wake up and everything of hers is gone, disappeared. In the middle of the night, she grabbed her kids, grabbed everything and just dipped. And the following week, my mom and I go back to the doctor. They say nothing is wrong with us and she can walk again. Dude, I got chills.
I got wads of hair in my drains, in my sink, in my tubs too. But I thought that's because I lived with girls. But maybe they're putting curses on me and I had no idea all this time. That's all I got for this one, guys. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fam, we are so close to our 100K goal. Our membership channel is open. Come join and we will see you in the next one. Peace.